Hello, welcome to Kirsty's Pilates. This is going to be a very, very gentle seated workout, really gentle for anybody. There's no standing up involved at all. Of course, if you are more advanced, you could do this. It's still going to be gentle, but you could do it if you have a ball, sitting on a ball. You could do the same movements for anyone a bit more advanced. If you've got some weights, I'm going to use some weights. If you haven't got any weights, you can use bottles of water, or you can use cans of something. Or if you haven't got anything at all, that's absolutely fine. You can just do the arm movements without the weight, not a problem at all. So it's very, very gentle, just seated. I hope you enjoy. So, to start off with, I'm going to do some breathing. So I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to breathe. You're going to breathe in for the count of 4, you're going to hold for 2, and blow out for the count of 6. Is that right? Yeah. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, breathing out for 6. Are you ready? Going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so open up your eyes. You're going to be sitting up nice and tall for this, so you're not leaning back in the chair. Make sure that you're sitting on a good chair that enables you to sit up. Feet are hip distance apart and they're facing forwards. Your knees are over the top of your ankles. You're sitting up nice and tall. Imagine that you have got a string pulling your head up towards the ceiling so that you're sitting up nice and tall and your eyes are focused on the horizon. Your shoulders are rolled back, your shoulder blades are sliding down the back of your ribs nice and flat. Your ribs are focused down towards your hips. Your pelvic floor is lifted. If you can remember where your pelvic floor muscles are, you're imagining that you're stopping yourself having a wee. So you're going to be tightening up those pelvic floor muscles a little bit. And you're going to be squeezing your tummy. And imagine you've got a belt around your middle. You're going to be squeezing the belt in a little bit. So you're lifting up your pelvic floor muscles. You're squeezing in your tummy. And you're also breathing nice and deeply. You're breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to start with feet today. So you are going to write the numbers 1 to 10 with 1 foot. So you need to be sitting up nice and tall. Your pelvic floor is lifted up, your tummy is squeezed in. You can hold onto the chair if ever you need to. You're going to be lifting up 1 foot and you're going to be writing the numbers 1 to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. And then the other foot, sitting up nice and tall, lifting up the pelvic floor, squeezing in the tummy. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. So then you're going to be just straightening your leg, 1 leg at a time. Lovely. Okay, your ankles and your knees. So then we're going to move on to your hands. So you're going to be writing 1 to 10 with both hands. I do it opposite. If it makes more sense to you to do it that way around, that's fine. Do it how you like. Basically, you imagine it, you're writing 1 to 10 with your hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Lovely. And then your elbows, just moving your elbows. Don't forget that you're sitting up nice and tall, you're not leaning back in the chair. Your pelvic floor is lifted and your tummy squeezed in. You're going to take your arms up and down. When you take your arms up, you're trying to keep your shoulders down. Your shoulders want to be down away from your ears, not hunching up to your ears. Lovely. Okay. So then we're going to do shoulders. This is a bit trickier. Imagine that you have got a pencil digging into your shoulder and you're going to write the numbers with that pencil. So don't worry too much if you can't do it, just up and down, forwards and backwards is fine. I'm going to write the numbers with my shoulders. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. My shoulders are quite crunchy at the moment. Lovely. So then you're going to take your shoulders up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down, and then forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and back, and forwards and back, and then rolling your shoulders back in a nice circle. Hopefully they're a little bit less crunchy than that before. Marvellous. So then we're going to do heads. So sitting up tall, you've got your pelvic floor lifted and your tummy squeezed in. You're going to be breathing nice and deeply, nice and gently, breathing in at the front, blowing out as you turn. Breathing in and blowing out. You can do it as slow as you need to. Again, make sure it's nice and gentle, breathing in and blowing out. And breathing in, chin's going down to your chest, and then up, and again, and then very, very gently, your ears going to your shoulder. Lovely. And if anything hurts when you're doing it, then please stop. If anything doesn't feel comfortable, just stop and have a rest. Have a rest whenever you need to. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to the bottom for the toes. So you're sitting up nice and tall. You're going to lift your toes up, lifting up the toes, and then the heels. So the heels sitting up tall, pelvic floor's lifted and your tummy is squeezed in. Then you're going to do one heel and the opposite toe, and the other heel and the opposite toe. It might help to do it with your hands as well, and some people find this tricky, I know. See if you can do it, it's good for your brain. One heel and the opposite toe is lifting up. You can take your time. One heel and the opposite toe, lovely. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. Again, you can hold onto the chair if you need to, and you can have a rest whenever you want to. You're going to do little marching feet. So, sitting up tall, not slouching back in the chair. Little marching feet. Lovely. Just to get you moving a little bit. And then, if you can manage it, we're going to do little heels. Heel going forward. Lovely. And then to the side. So don't forget you're sitting up tall, your shoulders are down and your tummy squeezed in. Wonderful. Okay. So, working back up the body again. So I'm going to do a spine twist. Your hands are going to be in the middle of your chest. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're sitting up nice and tall. Keep your knees above your ankles. Don't let your knees move at all. Your spine's nice and long. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're twisting your spine. So your hands are staying in line with your chest. Breathing in at the front Breathing out as you twist. Hands staying in line with your chest, head staying in line with your hands. Everything is moving as one. So what you don't want is your head going round or your arms going round. Everything is moving as one. Breathing in, breathing out. I find if you keep your eyes on your fingertips, that's the easiest way to do it. While you're doing that, make sure that your knees aren't going round at the same time. The knees are staying still. You're sitting up tall. Shoulders are relaxed. It's really easy to let the shoulders creep up when you're doing this without noticing. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Lovely. Very nice. Okay. So, I'm going to do a little bit more of a warm-up just to get moving, to get you a little bit warm. I'm going to do 8 repetitions of an arm movement, different arm movements, and I'm going to do 6, and then I'm going to do 4. So if you need to do it slower, that's fine. Just do whatever you can manage. Sitting up tall, lifting up your pelvic floor, squeezing in your tummy. I'm going to go up to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then we're going to the side. 1, 2, 3, you can have a little stretch as well. 4 if you want to. 5, or you can make it nice and small. 6, 7, and 8. And then to the front. Tummy squeezed in. 3, 4, with a reach, or much smaller if you want to. 6, 7, and then I'm going to do a diagonal round to the back. Squeeze the tummy in as you're twisting. 3, try to keep your knees still. 5, 6, and follow your hands. 7, and 8, and then straight round to the back. 1, 2, if it hurts then stop or make the movement smaller. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we're going down to the side, tummy squeezed in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I forgot what I said I was going to do next. I think it's 4. 1, 2, 3. To the side, squeeze the tummy in. 1, 2, 3, and then to the front. So you can do it as big or as small as you need to. 2, 3, and then to diagonally. 1, 2, 3, and round to the back. Squeeze the tummy in, particularly as you twist. 3, 4, and then down to the sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do 2. So 1, 2 to the side. Squeeze the tummy in. To the front. Diagonals. And round to the back. Tummies. Down to the sides. Lovely. So, hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer now. Okay. Let me do, I'm going to grab my weights. So if you've got weights to grab them. If you've got water bottles or tins, anything that you want to use to make it a little bit harder, or you can just do the arm movements without anything, not a problem at all. So just going to do a little bit of work on the arms. So, make sure that you're not leaning back in the chair, that's cheating. You're sitting up, your spine's nice and long, your shoulders are relaxed, your pelvic floor is lifted up nice and tight, and your tummy is squeezed in. So you're going to start with your arms down. Your palms are going to be facing down towards the floor. So I'm just going to lift up. You can take these as high or as low as you want to. I'm doing quite small movements. If you want to take them up higher, you can do, as long as you're keeping your shoulders down. So you don't want your shoulders to be hunched up like that. Shoulders need to be down, your neck needs to be nice and long. Lovely. Okay, then you're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time your palms are facing the front. Shoulders are down. Movements can be very, very small. If you've got a bad shoulder, then make it very, very small. Make sure it's not hurting. Lovely. So that's palms facing the front. Then you're going to do palms facing the back. This is a bit harder. Probably don't want to go up as high. Palms facing the back. Watch for the shoulders. Your arms are going straight out to the side. They're not going back behind you. They're going straight out to the sides. but watch the shoulders don't lift up. The tummy is still squeezed in, of course, I haven't forgotten that, and also you're still breathing. Lovely, and then we're going to do palms facing up. So while you're doing all this, you're trying to keep your arms quite straight, but your shoulders nice and relaxed. You're sitting up tall. Very nice. Okay. And if you're holding onto something, it's probably starting to ache a little bit now. Even if you're not, actually, it's quite hard work. Wonderful. Okay, have a little rest, roll your shoulders back. And the next one's nice and easy. So you're going to tuck your elbows into your waist, and you're just going to do little bicep curls. So nice and easy, just lifting up. Keep the elbows tucked in, don't let the elbows away from your waist and attached to your waist. Sitting up tall, pelvic floor's lifted, tummy squeezed in. Very nice. So then you're going to take the arms out to the side. So keep the elbows tucked into you, just take the arms out to the side. Doesn't matter how far they go, they might not go as far as mine. Thinking about your shoulders are down and your shoulders are rotating round and your shoulder blades are squeezing together as your arms go out to the side. So it doesn't really matter what your arms are doing, as long as your shoulder blades are trying to squeeze together a little bit more. Lovely, then you're going to do circles. Again, you're trying to keep your elbows tucked in, don't have your elbows way out here. You want them tucked in as if you've got as if they're attached to your waist. Circles in one direction and back the other way. Lovely. Okay, so the next one is everybody's favourite, or not. You can lean forwards a little bit. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to lean forwards a little bit. Your hands are going to be on your waist. Your shoulders are down and your elbows are back. So don't have your elbows out to the sides. They're tucked in behind you. It's easier if you lean forwards a little bit. Hands on your waist. You're taking your arms straight out behind you. So what you don't want is the hands coming back up here. That's not the movement. The movement is going back and back to your waist. But you're sitting, well, you're not sitting up, you can lean forwards a little bit. Your tummy is squeezed in. You should feel it work in the back of your arms, your triceps. Elbows tucked in, tummy squeezed in. You're breathing as well. Don't forget to breathe. Lovely. They're quite hard. We don't really use these muscles very much. That's a really, really good one to do. Very nice. So then one more. For this one, depending on what sort of chair you're sitting on, it may or may not work well. If you're doing it sitting on a ball, it would work really, really well. So you need to sit back into the chair, and hopefully it's not too much in the way. Your palms are going to be facing the back, and your arms are going to be straight. So you're going to do little pulsy movements, taking your arms behind you. Try to keep the arms straight, shoulders are down, and hopefully the chair's not in the way. If you've got a chair that's in the way, then this can be done standing up, so there's nothing in the way, and then it's easier. Lovely, and then you can do some slow ones as well, so just pushing the arms back. The arms are staying straight. It's a bit harder when you do it slowly. Squeezing the shoulder blades down and together. So then your thumbs are going to be coming together behind you, if you've got space behind the chair. Thumbs coming together behind you, so your arms are trying to stay quite straight. So you don't want the movement from your elbows, it's supposed to be from your shoulders, so you're working your shoulders. Sitting up tall even though you're leaning back in the chair. And if you can manage the slow ones, do those slowly, squeezing the shoulder blades together, thumbs coming together behind your bottom. Lovely. And then the last one of this set, your palms are going to be facing together as if you're clapping your hands behind your back. It's not ideal with this chair, the chair's in the way. Arms are straight, shoulders are down, little pulsing movements. Tummy squeezed in, we haven't forgotten that. And then you can do some slow ones, so squeezing the shoulder blades together. Really feel them squeezing together as you do that. Wonderful. Very, very nice. Okay, that's the arms. Have a little roll of your shoulders to rest the arms. I'm going to do, before I do the legs, I'm going to do another one. So, don't have to have weights, you can hold on to them if you want to, or you can just have nothing. So you're going to be sitting up nice and tall, so make sure you're not leaning back in the chair now. Pelvic floor is lifted, your tummy's squeezed in. You are going to lift up one arm and the opposite leg. Lovely. And you're going to swap, lift up one arm and the opposite leg. You're sitting up nice and tall. You're squeezing your tummy in. You have to squeeze your tummy in to help, otherwise it's too hard. If it's too much to do it with the arms, you can just do the legs. That's not a problem. If you're all right with the arms, one arm and the opposite leg. Slower you do it, the harder it will be. So try not to do it too quick. Lovely. And then just to get your brains working, you're going to do same arm as leg. Same arm as leg. And then swap. Lovely. Sitting up tall. Haven't forgotten to squeeze the tummy in. Don't forget to breathe. Excellent. And then just to confuse you, I'm going to go back to doing one arm and the opposite leg. Sitting up tall. Oops. Breathing. Lovely. Okay, if you're all right with this, we can add in a little bit. We're going to do up, out to the side, back to the middle, and down. Sitting up tall, you're going up, take it out, back and down. So it's okay if you can't do the arms, just do the legs. You can hold onto the chair if you need to, that's fine. And down, up, out. Squeeze the tummy in, 2 more of those. Up and out, back and down, and up and out, and back and down. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to put the weights on my feet, but obviously if you haven't got weights like this, you won't be able to do that, and you can't really do it with bottles or cans. So you can just do it without any weights. If you do happen to have weights like these, then by all means put them on your feet. Okay. So, just going to work the legs. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Your shoulders are relaxed, your pelvic floor is lifted and your tummy squeezed in. Hold onto the chair if you need to. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to do alternate legs. I'm not going to do all on one leg because that's harder. So I'm going to start off with one leg. So you're just going to straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Try to straighten the leg as much as you can. Straighten and bend. And straighten and bend. You're sitting up tall. You're squeezing the tummy in. And you're breathing. Very nice. And then you're going to swap legs. So sitting up tall, other leg, straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Have a rest whenever you need to. Straighten and bend. If it's too much, you can stop. Lovely. Forgotten how many I've done. Bend. Okay. And then back to the other leg. So sitting up tall, this leg is now straight. You're going to lift and lower. Hold onto the chair if you need to, it makes it easier. Try to keep the leg nice and straight. The movement is coming from your hips, not coming from your knee or your ankle. Very nice. Lovely. And then I'm going to swap legs. So sitting up tall, the other leg is straight, you're lifting and lowering. You probably feel it here in your hip flexor, that's why it's working hard. It's really good for your thighs. It's really, really good if you've got arthritis in your knees. It's really, really good because it's working the muscles around the joint, and that will help. Lovely. So, swap legs. Sitting up tall, squeezing the tummy in. This time you're going to take it out to the side, if you can. Breathing. Wonderful. And the other side, the other leg, sitting up tall, squeezing the tummy in to the side. Wonderful. Okay. It's quite hard work. And then the other leg, you're going to do circles. So legs nice and straight, you're going to do little circles. Try to keep the circles coming from your hip. Again, not your knee or your ankle, the leg is nice and straight. And then your circles are going back the other way. Try to keep the other knee still, if you can manage that. Very nice. And then the other leg, legs nice and straight, circles coming from your hip. Don't forget to breathe. Very nice. And back the other way. Very nice. Well done. If anyone's feeling particularly clever, you could do both legs at the same time. I'm actually going to take the weights off for this because I think it's a bit too hard. Hold on. So you might want to lean back in the chair a little bit. So both legs going up. If you've got little short legs, it's much easier. My legs are on the floor. Gently it's working your thighs, which is really, really good for your knees. Tummy squeezed in. Wonderful. Okay. Very, very nice. Okay, I'm just going to do one more thing and then we'll be done. I've got the weights again, but again you can do it without anything. That's okay. It's just a side bend. So I'm going to be sitting up nice and tall, lifting up the pelvic floor, squeezing in the tummy. Nice gentle side bends. So if it hurts your back, then you need to make it smaller. You need to make sure that you're squeezing your tummy in. And if you've got a dodgy back, then don't do any of the higher things that I'm about to do. Just stick to this one with your hands down, because that's the easiest one. So if your back is okay and you want to make it harder, you can do it with your hands on your shoulders. A little bit harder because the weight's going up. Try to keep your knees still, not let them wobble. It's a side bend, you're bending over from the side, you're keeping the tummy squeezed in, you're lifting up the pelvic floor. And if that's okay and you still feel fine, you can do it with your hands on your head. If you're doing that, try to keep your elbows nice and wide, don't bring your elbows forward, nice and wide. Not forgetting to squeeze the tummy in, and not forgetting to lift up the pelvic floor. Wonderful. And for anyone feeling very, very adventurous, the hardest one, arms are up, shoulders are down. Just going to the side, it's quite hard, this one. Breathing. If it hurts, then make sure you stop. Lovely. Very nice. Okay, well done. I'll put those back down. I'm just going to do a quick little stretch for anyone that wants to do it. So just a few little stretches. If you can lift your foot up onto your knee, go for it. If you can't do that, if that's too uncomfortable and you can't do that, then just cross your legs over and lean forward. You're getting a stretch in your buttock here. So this one, if you can, lean forward. If not, just cross them over. If you can't cross them over, just lean forward. You'll still get a little bit of a stretch there. So I'm going to do this one, stretch that forwards. And you, of course, you might be able to do it on one side and not the other. So either the foot across here, or just cross, or just sit and lean forward, whatever works for you. Leaning forwards, getting a stretch down here. And breathing. Lovely. Ooh, feeling that. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to do a little stretch around to the side. So you can hold onto the chair, put your hand on your opposite thigh and just twist around. Look behind you. Your tummy is squeezed in. Whenever you're doing anything where you're twisting, it's particularly important to keep your tummy squeezed in. And then the other way, hand on the chair, hand on your thigh, twist round and breathe. Lovely. And then we're just going to stretch forwards to stretch out the top of your back and breathe. And then hands are going behind you to stretch out your chest. Lovely. And then just over to the side, hold on to the chair, and you're going over to the side. Tummy is still squeezed in while you're doing your stretches. Breathe. Lovely. And the other way. Wonderful. Very, very nice. Okay, just to finish, if anybody would like, I'm just going to do a little relax. So you want to sit back in your chair. You can relax everything. You don't need to worry about squeezing your tummy in or lifting up your pelvic floor. Just sit and relax and close your eyes. And you're going to relax each part of your body in turn. Excuse me. So you're going to start with your toes. Imagine your toes are relaxing and becoming heavy, and they're sinking down into the floor. And then the balls of your feet are becoming relaxed, and they're just melting down as well. All the way up your feet, all the way up your arches are becoming relaxed. And then all the way up to your heels, the whole of your feet now becoming relaxed and heavy, and they're just melting down into the floor. And then let that feeling continue up to your ankles. Your ankles are relaxing. And then gradually up your legs, so your calf muscles are starting to relax. And your shins, all the way up to your knees. Your legs are becoming relaxed. And then the top of your legs, so your thighs, and the back of your legs, your hamstrings, are all just becoming relaxed and heavy, melting down towards the floor. So the whole of your legs now, from the tips of your toes all the way up your legs to your hip joints, have become relaxed and heavy, and they're just melting down towards the floor. And then let that feeling continue up your body. So your buttocks are starting to relax, and just feel them sinking down into the chair. Pelvic floor muscles, you're going to let them go, they're just sinking all the way back down, relaxing. And then your tummy, just feel your tummy becoming relaxed, melting down. And then let the feeling continue up your spine, so that one vertebra at a time is relaxing and just sinking back into the chair, all the way up your spine to your shoulder blades. And then feel your ribs and your chest just melting down as well. And then all the way up to your shoulders. Your shoulders have become relaxed and heavy now, and they're sinking down into the floor. And then from your shoulders, let the feeling continue down your arms. The top of your arms are becoming relaxed, all the way down to your elbows, your forearms, all the way down to your wrists, your hands, and then all the way down to the tips of your fingers. The whole of your arms now, from the tips of your fingers all the way back up to your shoulders, have become relaxed and heavy, and they're just melting down into the floor. And then let that feeling continue up the back of your neck, to the back of your head, and the top of your head. And then your face, just feel all the stress and the tension and the worries just melting away out of your face. And just feel that the whole of your body now has become relaxed. Every single part, from the top of your head all the way back down your neck to your shoulders, and from your shoulders all the way down your arms to the tips of your fingers. And then from your shoulders all the way down your spine to your hips, and from your hips all the way down your legs to the tips of your toes. Every single muscle and every single joint has become completely relaxed and heavy, and they're all just melting down into the floor. And just focus on that feeling of being completely relaxed. And then just make sure that you're still breathing nice and deeply. And then whenever you're ready to come round, you can wake yourself up, open up your eyes, have a little stretch if you need to. And hopefully you're feeling full of beans, full of energy, or I might have just sent you to sleep. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Bye-bye.